is and this is very common. Everybody should already know this before going into your journey or going into anything, honestly, whether it's healing, whether it's a spiritual journey, whether it's anything you've learned, or whether it's someone passing away, or whether it's anything that someone has experienced. Everyone's process is different. So that's number 6. Everyone's journey is different, okay? And it is a process, okay? So that's number 6. It is a process. Your journey is a process, and everyone's journey is different and will not look the same. And I think that speaks for itself. I don't really have to go into too much detail with that, but just because you are experiencing something, just because you are experiencing something for yourself in your journey does not mean someone else will experience it. There may be instances where you're communicating with a friend and your friend's telling you, this is what I'm experiencing, this is what I'm feeling, and it's completely different from you. And you have to, accept that every experience is different, and accept that your experience will not look the same like everyone else's experience. So don't try to compare your journey to anyone else's, because it's not going to work out like that. Just don't compare yours to anyone, and definitely don't try to initiate or bring something into your journey that's not for you. I don't even know if that makes sense, but don't bring something from that resonates as an experience to someone else into your journey if that's not what God brought for you. Number 7, and this is my favorite one because I am trying to get better at my communication to God through prayer. But number 7 is, do not underestimate prayer, because it is definitely powerful, and that's something that I've had to learn. And this is, like I said, this is formulating through all of the other ones that I've already stated, but in any instance or situation or experience where I am feeling a certain way, I'm having a strong reaction to something that I shouldn't have a strong reaction to, or I should just let God take it and do what he will with it. I've literally had to learn to pray, get down on my knees and pray, or stand and pray, just close my eyes and pray every single time, because y'all, prayer is so powerful and something that I've learned. And like I said, everyone's journey is different, but I can, now that I've learned how to actually, and I'm still learning how to pray, because I'm learning how to just let God speak to me and let that orally come out of me. And that's also a goal of mine as I am on this spiritual journey, is to learn how to pray better and learn how to communicate with God better through prayers, and actually learn how to thank God and be appreciative of God, and actually say that out loud for him to hear me. Even if I say it in my head, he's gonna hear me, but I want to start saying those things out loud and those affirmations out loud when I wake up, in the middle of the day, when I go to sleep, and whenever I experience something that I know that I could have reacted a certain way and God allowed me not to. Number 8, and I think I kind of said this a little bit already, but you must be open-minded to receiving God's word and let him lead. So that is super, super, super crucial that I've had to learn on my journey. And as I keep on saying, I'm fresh into this, and I'm still, it's going to be a long process for me, but something that I did have to learn is that, I ask him for guidance every time I pray. Every time I pray, I ask him for guidance, but it's a difference if you're not actually letting him lead and actually let him guide you. Some people may ask, well, how do I let him guide you? How do I let him, actually lead in my life? And as everyone's journey is different, him leading in someone else's life is completely different for everyone else. So, for example, me in my situation, I know that God is leading me, and I'm following his desires, but I know that he is leading me into something greater for me, simply because of how I am taking in certain reactions and taking in certain energies and taking in, something that is meant to destroy me, something that is meant to knock me down and make me give up on this journey. And that's how I know that he's leading my life, because he's communicating in those things that I see. He's communicating in those things that, that I'm experiencing. And it looks different for everyone, but you'll know that God is leading in your life, and you know that you are open-minded and receiving his word and allowing him to lead in your life if you are doing something completely different than what you would have done if you weren't on this journey, if you weren't listening to God, if it wasn't in God's will. So don't let that go over your head. Number 9 is another favorite of mine. And this is also something, this is something that I'm still learning. And it's kind of difficult for me because, you know, I want everybody to be saved, but it's like I know that I cannot save everyone. So that's rule number 9. You cannot save everyone, and you cannot solve everything or anything that does not have anything to do with you. Okay? You cannot solve anything that has nothing to do with you. And I am actually in the process of learning this right now, and I decided to say it in this video because I think some people forget that just because God called you to be saved and God called you to follow, you know, his guidance and his desires does not mean that you have to do that for everyone you come across. Now, there are some people, pastors, you know, that get called to, pastors and ministers that get called to save people and get called, like that is their calling. And you will know if it's your calling, okay? But when something doesn't work out and something does not involve you, know that you do not have to actually take yourself and put yourself in that situation and take yourself and put yourself into someone else's shoes and someone else's life that does not concern you, okay? God calls everyone at different times, and God calls everyone in different instances and communicates with people completely different than you. So, you know, just know that you shouldn't do that. Like, just know that that's, I don't know, I think that's a learning matter within itself. Like, learning that just because you are getting saved and just because you're going through the process does not mean that someone is willingly or wanting to go through that process, their own process, at this time being. Like, everyone has a different time in calling. So that's something that I've learned, something that I'm still learning, and yeah. Number 10 is, this is the final thing that I have learned. And maybe I may come back and make another one of these videos when I have learned 10 more new things. But number 10 is something that I love. Can you love to learn things? Yes, you can love to learn things. Okay, but number 10 is that your community will come, but you will also spend good enough time alone, okay? A good enough time in isolation. And by that, I mean you have to actually spend time alone and isolated before that community comes. And maybe that's actually different for everybody else, but for me, I know that I've had to spend some time alone to really understand the journey that I was wanting to go on and to really grasp what was about to happen in my life and what was about to come in my life. So what's so crazy is that I've actually built a community and allowed a community to come to me while also spending time alone and in isolation and time. So those two can actually supersede, or what's the word when two things can actually collide together? Somebody comment below the word because it's skipping my mind. But I've actually spent some time alone at the beginning of my journey and actually throughout my journey that I've already had and experienced, while also building a community and placing myself into a community as well. Well, God placing me into the community that I am a part of right now. But I think that looks different for everyone. And, you know, some people it may take them longer to find their community. It may take them a short time to find their community. I think it varies for sure. But I think what's important is to know that your community will come. God's not going to leave you stranded, baby. He's not going to leave you stranded, okay? He's not going to leave you stranded. He's not going to leave you alone and isolated. But I think it's also crucial to know that you are never alone, okay? You are never alone. Like, even though you may feel you're stuck in your room and you stuck in your house, stuck in your apartment complex, and you are by yourself, God is actually right next to you. God is always with you. Okay, so even though you do not see the physical presence, he's with you. And even though you may want a physical presence from someone else, just know that you're sitting in a waiting season. And I just learned this through my Bible study last week, but you are sitting in a waiting season, and you actually have to be patient in that waiting season, okay? Because whatever is coming after that waiting season is going to be so good. It's going to fuel you. It's going to feed into your soul. And it has to be something that you really wait on and sit patiently and wait on. So that's number 10. And I hope that all of you actually grasp something from this video. Let me know, comment down below if any of these have resonated with you, if you can relate to any of them, or if you've learned something else in your spiritual journey. Definitely comment down below and let me know. Thanks so much for tuning in. I wish everyone the best of luck on their spiritual journeys. Like I said, everyone's is different. And let me know if you want to connect, and maybe we can talk about our journeys together. Definitely subscribe, like, comment, and share this video with anyone that you think can benefit or feed into their soul, or someone that is actually looking to start a spiritual journey and just don't know where to go, or maybe there's something that they should, maybe these are some things that they will want to know. So definitely send this and share this video with friends and family. And again, comment, like, subscribe, and thank you all for watching this video, and stay tuned.